Household saving is the percentage of disposable income households do not spend. The reason we care about this is because the more households save, the less is consumed. Therefore, it indirectly impacts consumer spending, which is a large component of AD. The savings ratio is the level of savings as a percentage of disposable income, and the ratio has increased considerably during the pandemic as spending on non-essentials falls and savings are at a record high. But it's also interesting to see the other side, as the ONS has also found that some households have increased debt and run down on their savings, particularly those from lower income households. So why do households save? Well, the first reason would be to build up an emergency fund for any unexpected expenses, such as the loss of a job or a medical emergency. Or perhaps to build up potential spending power for when they want to make big purchases, such as a deposit for a house or purchasing a new car. And consumers may want to save and pass on their wealth to future generations. Let's look at different factors which would influence household saving. One factor would be interest rates. In particular, we care about real interest rates, so those that are adjusted for inflation. If interest rates increase, so does the return for saving, and households have a higher incentive to save. When the economy is growing, consumers' confidence also increases, and therefore the savings ratio is relatively low. But when there is uncertainty or an economic downturn, such as the recent pandemic, households save more. And it also depends on what stage in the life cycle you're in. I'm using a typical example here. So when you're a student, you may need to borrow, for example, to complete your university degree and fund durable items. When you're a working professional, you increase your net savings for retirement. And then when you're retired, you tend to run down on your savings. Inflation is also an important influence. If inflation is higher than the interest rate, it reduces the incentive for households to save. In lesson 5, we have the value of personal wealth. So when house prices are rising, so does the value of a consumer's personal wealth. Their confidence also increases, and therefore they may be able to save less and spend more.